We have another special guest coming into the neighborhood. He is almost even more opinionated than Rabbi Saul is, and we love to have him on. He writes for Artes magazine, and he's, what? Now I have to ask, Ed Rubin, are you wearing your Converse sneakers?
I'm sitting in my pajamas.
Oh, you're saying your pajamas?
My pajamas, getting ready. Nobody could be more opinionated than Rabbi Saul.
All right, that's fair enough. And so Ed, by the way, I mentioned Artes magazine. Where else can people read you these days?
Oh, they could read me on your site.
Right, TotalTheater.com.
Criticism.com, New York Theater Wire, Chicago on Stage.
Ooh.
I sort of spin my articles and write for various publications on art, culture, and entertainment, and theater. I'm going crazy because tomorrow is going to be the Drama Desk announcement of the awards, and then on the 9th is the Tony Awards. We've already had the Outer Critics Circle Awards, and it's interesting, as you said in your introduction, this season we've been drowning in Me Too and diversity.
Yeah.
Black is beautiful, all of these, just one after another everywhere. And what I am interested in, the most wonderful things that have happened this year, they're not all also wonderful, they're also kind of surprising, and some of them made me happy. Glenda Jackson was not nominated at all, recognized by any of the awards for King Lear, and deservedly so. Also, Nathan Lane, who's starring right now in Gary on Broadway.
Well, I think those are two plays nobody likes. Just one basic thing is that people hate the King Lear, and Gary is rather tedious.
Well, the thing is that it's Shakespeare, and the words were still there, and I enjoyed it on that level. And I liked Wilson.
Ruth Wilson, yeah.
She was kind of the best thing. As far as Gary, it was very divisive, and a lot of people hated it. I happen to have loved it. I thought it was a brilliant play. I did not like Nathan Lane in particular. The other actors were okay. They're all comedians.
Yeah.
And all I could think of is Waiting for Godot. It was a brilliant satire or take on the world in general, and the world especially today. I thought it was wonderful.
I have to say, I saw Gary, and I think there's a good play in there, but this production does it no favors.
Well, I'm sort of on the pro side.
Sure.
Side. But there's also a lot of nostalgia going on, and as you know, a lot of the times that people win is because of the playwright and not their acting, or it's because of the subject matter. For instance, like let's take the Waverly Gallery, Elaine May. That's a combination of subject matter and Elaine, who hasn't been on Broadway in 61 years, and they're surprised that she could still walk. By the way, she did not show up to receive her award for the Outer Critics Circle, and going up in the elevator, I heard the pianist who was playing say, well, I called her and I asked her to come. She said, I don't want to leave the apartment. Well, she had a performance that evening, so I could well understand it. She will show up for the Tonys, no doubt.
And by the way, you were talking about Glenda Jackson for King Lear. I think one of the main reasons she wasn't nominated for King Lear also was that she won last year. People were thrilled to see her again on Broadway, so yeah.
But the thing is, they can nominate a second time. They didn't nominate her at all, because it wasn't a nomination. She was wrong for the part.
Yeah. Well.
You know, what you get is Glenda Jackson. And I knew that this was what we were going to get, Glenda Jackson. King Lear happens to be my favorite play. But speaking back to nostalgia.
Sure.
Andre de Shields is up for an award. He's going to win for the one of the acting awards in Hadestown. He won already. It's going to be a sweep for him. He hasn't been doing anything. He thought he was dead, his career, dead in the water. And he gave an acceptance speech. He came in a robe and it was very zen, and he went on forever, thanking everybody and their mother. And he was very insecure. I found him scary in the part because he's extremely thin. He looked like he had a wasting disease. It was scary. However, he's going to be win. Same with Elaine May.
Andre, if you're still listening, The views expressed by Ed Rubin.
Well, it was scary. It was scary. But what annoyed me is Hadestown got the most attention from all of the awards people.
Yeah.
As did Ain't Too Proud about the Temptations, which I didn't particularly love. Tootsie, got all of the awards. And Ferryman, by the way, won Best Play, and it will win Best Play.
You're talking about the Outer Critic Circle now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm with Drama Desk also.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Ferryman's going to win for Best Play, and deservedly so. They invited everybody back a second time because it was last year and we forgot everything. Well, I didn't forget because it's the most powerful play. Oklahoma, that's another problem. I saw it twice because the first time Ali Stroker, who's in a wheelchair, was out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it the first time around, especially the dance that separated Act 1 and Act 2, so to speak. Agnes DeMille did a beautiful, and it's on YouTube, video of this scene, which was much more wonderful.
Wait a minute, you mean Agnes DeMille in the original Oklahoma?
The original,
yeah.
And in the movie too.
Oh, right, of course.
Movie.
Yeah.
Ali has a good chance of winning. She won the award for a Drama Desk because you can't say no to a wheelchair. And I'm kind of, that's part of it, but it was a very inventive way of the directing the play on two. You saw that, didn't you?
I did not see the Oklahoma.
Yeah. I didn't like it the first time around. The second time around, I absolutely loved it.
What? Wow! Wow! What change? That's an amazing thing for a critic to. Yeah.
Seeing Allie in the wheelchair, it's just it was so shocking the first time because it's theater in the round almost. You look across and everything is like a big gym. It's a hall where they're getting ready for auctioning off luncheons and et cetera, et cetera. So you're looking directly at the audience on the other side. And then they serve intermission, they serve everybody food, which they're cooking during the thing. The first time around I didn't know, but then the second time I already was prepared. The lead actors, both actors, are quite wonderful. Again, they had, when I saw it the first time, Allie is white in a wheelchair. She was out. She was replaced by a black woman who was not in a wheelchair.
Oh. Talk about changing all the choreography, but yeah.
We're okay, but nothing special.
But
like the whole...
Ed, we only have like a minute or two. I'm trying to get what made the difference from from flipping from not liking the show to loving it.
Well, I accepted the way the avant-gardeness of the direction. The bravery of the direction of actually presenting it. We were there. We were sitting in the audience. We were part of like a show. It wasn't just we were watching everything. We were part of it. So it just changed. I found I was really strange. Very often when I read a review or I read someone's piece of writing, I hate it the first time, and the second time I love it. So I'm very careful now when I read friends' writing to have to read it a couple of times. Bob Mackie is the big surprise. He's nominated for Best Costume Designer by everyone, and he won for Outer Critics, and he may win for the Tony.
Well, do you think that's right? Because he designed all those gowns basically 40, 50 years ago, I think. Well,
that's what I said. This is about nostalgia. And he's never been on Broadway before that I know in particular, especially credited with an entire show. And I didn't, you're right. We saw those costumes forever. But he's overdue and they want to pay. Maybe they just want to make him feel good. And everybody wants to see Bob Mackie. Nobody knows what he looks like. I didn't until I saw him at the Outer Critics Circle and took a picture with him. He's 74 and looks pretty good. What the Constitution means to me, Heidi Schreck is nominated for Best Actress. The play, I enjoyed the play extremely much. It's shocking it depressed me that all of the inequalities were written into the Constitution from the very beginning, which she points out very deftly. Kelly O'Hara wasn't. No one paid any attention to her except the Tonys because she's old hat. She's won a million things. You know, so it's and to see it, you know, is a perfect Broadway play, and he's gonna. I don't kind of want him to win because
Who, Santino Fontana?
but he's not exceptional.
Mm.
He did, you know, he's not exceptional just because he put on a dress and could do a good falsetto.
I've done that.
So, I don't know. There's a lot of going on here.
Okay. Well, Ed, we have a lot going on the show, so unfortunately, we've got to table it here. But it's always so great for you for us to talk to you on our Total Theater Tony specials. And again, people can read him in all sorts of places, including Artes Magazine and what are one of the two of the others? TotalTheater.com and
TheaterCriticism.com. I do want to say two things. Warren Carlisle, Christmas Cave, is going to win his first. He's 14 Broadway shows. He never won anything. He's going to win a Tony, no doubt.
Okay.
And there's a special Tony Award for Marin Maisie, which I love. She died last year, and so we're all still in mourning for her. She was a great actress. So that's all I got to say.
Well, it's so great to hear you say what you have to say here on the Tony Show. Ed Rubin, thank you as always for calling in, and have a great summer and a great season.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Ed Rubin in the neighborhood, calling into our Total Theater Tony Show, the 15th annual one of these that we have done.